everyone, how are we all today? It is Technique Tuesday, which is actually today's the 17th of September. Now, before I tell you anything else today, I need to tell you something really important so I don't forget. We just found out this morning, tomorrow, the 18th of September, is free shipping on all orders with Stampin' Up over $65. So if you're ordering through my online store or with me directly via phone call or email or however it is you like to do your orders, if your order is over $65, your shipping will be free tomorrow. Did everyone already hear that bit of news? Anyone, is this news to anyone that hasn't heard that yet? I did send out a newsletter this morning to let everyone, all the people on my newsletter list, I sent them out once so that they would know. Hello, Jen. Hi, Tanya. Hi, Denise. Hey, Leslie. Oh, my goodness. We have lots of people here today. Thank you so much for joining me. So if you didn't know about the free shipping, that's probably because you're not on the email list. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up my blog address, lhiggins.blogspot.com. If you go there, okay, type in that address. If you go there on the top right-hand side, especially if you're on a laptop, it works best on a computer or on a laptop. You can still get it to work on your phone, but if you're on a laptop, you'll see on the top right, there is a sign-up form for the newsletter. And that way you don't miss out on news when it comes out like this. Sometimes these flash sales, we get such a little amount of notice. And this time, I think even less than usual. So if that's something that you're interested in for tomorrow, make sure that you order tomorrow. So between midnight tonight and midnight tomorrow night, 24 hours. Okay, so I had to get that off my chest first so that I would not forget to say it, because I'll forget to say it if I do that now. How is everybody? It's beautiful, beautiful day here on the Central Coast. I'm on the east coast of Australia, and the weather is putting on a magnificent show today. So you did see it. Very good. You've made yourself some lunch. Well, I haven't technically had, I did have a bowl of popcorn a little while ago, and I think I'm calling that lunch. That will just have to do today. I've been busy. Oh, I know. Maybe they wait for you to put your order in, Nicole, and then they send out a free shipping deal after that. But I doubt that. I doubt that very much. So I hope everyone is well. I hope that you've got your crafty hats on today, and let's get going and do something fun. I'm going to switch over to the desk, and we're going to play with some different products today. Okay, so lately, you guys would probably know we have two catalogs right now, and both catalogs are running concurrently. We also have some online exclusives that are in the online store and they're not actually in a catalog. So we have plenty of things for you guys to play with right now, which is lots of fun. And it means that I can show you new and different things that you haven't seen before. So 2 weeks ago, do you guys remember, for those of you who are watching, we played with bow tying. Do you remember we tied a whole bunch of bows? Some of them we used forks, and I used a fork out of my cutlery drawer, and I also used a giant pitchfork. Actually, it was a small pitchfork, but it was a pitchfork from Bunnings. So that was 2 weeks ago. Gosh, time flies, doesn't it? And today I thought I would use some products out of here that I haven't used with you yet, and we would make a couple of different types of paper bows. So this is something that you can add to your cards or your projects. Oh, there you go, Jen. That would be, I tell you what, the Stylish Shapes dies, I believe from memory, I think they're $63, I think. Let me double check on that for you, because that would be just under the amount needed for free shipping. So you'd have to throw on some dimensionals or seal or something like that to get you over that 65, I think. I'm just looking now to check on the price of those, but I have a feeling that the Stylish Shapes dies. Let me see. Oh, they're 53. I was thinking they were 63. No, they're only 53. So yeah, you'd need to add on something else to take you up to the 65. So it's actually $12 short. So there you go. But that might still be, if you needed some adhesive or something else, then that might still be what you need. So, but if you have a die cutting machine of any kind and you don't have the Stylish Shapes dies, let me grab those. That wasn't what I was going to talk about today. But, oh, And I'm missing one of the dies because it's dropped on the floor. So there's another die. There's a second banner die that goes here. These are the stylish shapes. So the reason I'm showing you these is these are my favorite dies that we have. And I keep telling everyone about them. They are so, so good. And even look, Leslie's even saying that that you must get them. They're fantastic. And I know Sheila loves them as well. Actually, have I seen have I seen Sheila today? Oh, hello, Sheila. How are you? Is there anything I suggest that you have to order? Well, I've already got you ordered. You already ordered these, right, Sheila? So you don't need to get those. And you've got the decorative trees bundle for the Zoom class. So I think you do. Or are you using the Merriest trees? Somebody's using Merriest trees. I think it was you, Sheila. So anyway, you may find that after you do the Zoom class, because there are so many different types of trees in those, that you would like them, but that's a possibility. Things that I say that you have to have, of course, is just my opinion. Okay, it's just what I think is worth it, but it might not be what you love. It might not be what works for you. So I don't like to tell people that you have to have something, but there are a couple of items that I think are well, I don't know about mandatory, but they're highly recommended. Now, in our beautiful catalogue here, towards the front, on page 16 and 17, there's a top 10 crafting essentials. If you're a new crafter, it's all the things it suggests that you might need. Okay, so for example, a good pair of paper scissors is a great idea. Something with a sharp, sharp tip. These are fabulous scissors for paper. Okay. Some adhesive. They're suggested liquid multi-purpose glue, which is this one. That's this thingy here, but you can use any glue that floats your boat. Dimensionals, I think those are a must. They're pretty important. And then there's also, a couple of size blocks. If you're wondering what blocks you should get, then I would say C, D, and E are the ones I use the most. So those are kind of the medium sizes. I only use F very occasionally, and I use B less often as well. So I use those middle sizes. A couple of punches are good. They've got some good suggestions here. So if you're wondering what you need, of course, 10 is the most important one of all. Your Stampin' Up demonstrator, okay? Someone to help you make some good decisions about, what suits your particular paper crafting style. So I think that's a really useful tool, having that on in our catalogue now. So there we go. Yes, first time live on Technique Tuesday, Monique. I did not know that. It would be very early in the morning where you are, isn't it? Wouldn't it be like early, I think? And Leslie said she just got the Regal Flora bundle. That's a nice one. All right. So, yes, Nicole's welcoming you, Monique. It's lovely to have you here. Hey, Judy, how are you? Nice to see you. So Maria is with us, and Maria and Janet are chatting at the moment. I'm just wondering, are you guys close to each other maybe? Oh, there you go. So you're both in Brisbane. There you are. Next year, our on-stage demonstrator training that Stampin' Up do once a year, that's in Brisbane next year. I'm very excited about that. If you're not a demonstrator and you'd like to go to a Stampin' Up event, a couple of things I can suggest. First of all, if you want to go to on stage with all the other demonstrators and have a few days away with your crafty friends, think about joining so that you can go, okay? Especially if you live in Queensland or in that area. And the other thing is, if you just want to have a bit of a taste of what a Stampin' Up do, they have a virtual event coming up. World Card Making Day is coming up on the 5th of October. So I've been chatting way too long today, but I'm going to show you something today that I think is rather fun. All right, so if you turn to page 39 in your catalogue, you'll come across this thing, the Take a Bow bundle. Now, it's actually like a play on words, take a bow, I guess, but I've been saying take a bow. What's everyone else saying? Are you saying bow or bow? Not that you can tell me really, because they're both spelt exactly the same. So if you write either, I'm going to think it's the other one that you're talking about, so you don't need to answer the question. But I think this is a bit of fun, and I had a couple of people say to me, oh, how does that work? Now, there are a number of ways you can put this together. Probably if you want it to hold up and weather well on your gifts. So if you're adding them to gifts, like here's one I prepared earlier. This is one here. All right. So this one is actually made, and I'll show you the paper that I've used for this as well. So this is a pretty loose one. There's actually meant to be another piece in the middle. See, there's a piece in the middle here, but you don't even need to really worry about it. No one's going to notice if you do have that or you don't. I just put this one together with glue dots. But if you want it to stay on your gifts and weather well under the Christmas tree, especially if you have cats like I do, you might be better to use hot glue. Okay, so a glue gun with some hot glue in it, because then that will make absolutely certain that it's not going to go anywhere. I was chatting to Susan. In fact, that's why I'm a little bit late. It's not Susan's fault. I should have been keeping a better eye on the time. We were chatting and chatting just before this video, and I was like, look at the time. I need to go. But in fact, Susan was the one who said to me, Linda, you've got 6 minutes. You need to get off here and get ready for your video. So thankfully for her, otherwise who knows how late I would have been. Oh, that's nice, Jen. Thank you for saying that. That's awesome. Take a bow as in oh, not ow. Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Say it how you say it. Yeah, you could. Thanks, Nicole. That makes sense. Oh, yes. Yes, I know. It's still a great deal, Marty. And the reason why the prices are different in different markets is to do with our shipping costs in the first place. So our shipping in Australia is a little bit, it's about the only thing that is, but it's a little bit cheaper than the US. Okay, the US have a higher shipping just because of the postal services or whatever. So yeah. That's the reason it's calculated based on around the current shipping prices. So there you go. Bow is the branch, or bow is bow is the branch. I see what you're saying, Leslie. That's right. Yep. And it's really nice what Jen was saying, that she's never regretted anything she has purchased from Stampin' Up. They make fabulous products. I agree. And that's why I'm a demonstrator. I love the color coordination. Now, this is a really cute idea. You have got these dies. Let me show them to you. They are one of the larger die sets, as you know, like a 6x6 die set. And it's actually one die. If you look down here, it says one die. And you're probably thinking it's 6 dies, but it's not. It's one, because they're all joined. It's all joined together, and it makes all the cuts at the same time, which is great because this is one die. That means you can cut all your pieces in one pass, okay? And you can cut 2 sheets at a time, because I found I needed more than just the 6. So how many have I used here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I used 11. There's actually, it cuts 12. If I had done the middle piece, the rounded piece that you can see in here and here, then it would have been 12. I just didn't bother about it, but I don't think it really matters. But if you want to add that, you can. Okay, so there you go. Well, I get to see you. Does that mean I get to meet you again in Brisbane next year, Maria? That's cool. Who's planning on going to the onstage event in in Brisbane next year? So it was Melbourne this year. Next year is Brisbane. All right, so we're going to be cutting this out, and you might notice that this is a bundle. Can you see that? Now, what that means is that the die is by itself, but if you want to buy it together with the paper, you can buy the paper by themselves, you can buy the die by itself, but if you buy them as a bundle, it's going to save you 10%. Okay, so you're going to get both together. And here's the paper. So I'm showing you, it's all reds and greens. The colors in this are garden green, granny apple green, and real red, which is incidentally the same colors that is in the glitter paper. Okay, so these are garden green, granny apple green, and real red as well. So if you wanted to put these on cards, you certainly can, and they would look fabulous together. So let me just pull those out so you can see how they look. See how those 3 colors are the same colors that are in this paper. So it's a really good match. And if you don't have the glimmer papers, I would highly recommend them to you. I love the glimmer paper. I just think it's fantastic. All right, so there are 48 sheets in this pack, and there are 4 of each design. So there's 12 designs. So there's 4 of this particular one, and then the back has the coordinating color. Okay, so you can choose which color you want on the outside. So you can see in this case, I used, where is it? Down here a little bit. It's this one. It's got like garden green with the lighter green, the granny apple green stars, and the back is like all dotty. Okay. There you go. I think these would be really fun for putting under my Christmas tree, or, you know, gifting at Christmas time. I'm not going to use this on a card. It's way too big. Okay. But this is the paper that I used here. And you can see I've got all of the dotty paper on the outside showing. But if I was to, you know, look inside there, you can see that the green paper is on the inside. So you still do get to see the other side of the paper. You get to see both sides. So you want to pick a paper that, you know, is kind of, let me take the plastic off that, because I love this paper. I'm probably going to use it for other things as well, because I just think it's super fun and I want to play with it with the glimmer paper. But I'm just going to quickly flip through. Oh, I think there are more than, oh, there must be 8 of each pattern. I think I've told you guys the wrong thing. I have. I thought there was 4 of each design like they normally are, but it's not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 9. So there must be 12 of each one. So there must be 4 different ones, and then the reverse sides. So you see how many of those there are? That's nice with the stripes, isn't it? Ah, Sheila is saying kia ora to you, Deborah, all the way from New Zealand. Our New Zealand friends like to say that. And Deborah said it to you too. So there you go. Yes, you're right, Judy. I thought you only got 4, and I've just learned something. It's not. It's like 12 of each. So there's 4 different ones in there. But because you get front and back, there's 8 really, isn't there? So you got, you know, but that means you get a lot of the colors, and they're already cut. All right. So this size that does 6 by 6, it's going to fit perfectly onto a 6 by 6 piece of paper. Okay. So let's pick a different one today than the one I used last time. I don't know which one to do. I do like this one here with the light green. See that, the light green dots on the dark green, the granny apple green dots. So that's this one. That's really nice. And then this is really nice too. I might do mine the other way around. I might do this one facing out. Now, the other thing is I'm going to do 2 at a time. All right. So I'm actually going to, is that one right? Not that it matters how that design goes, but I'm going to cut 2 at a time. And I'm going to bring my cut and emboss machine in. And then after we do this bow, we're going to do a different type of paper bow. So there are so many types of paper bows that you can make, but I'm just doing 2 today with dies, because I thought might as well show you how to use a couple of the dies that we have in our catalogue. I'm bringing my cut and emboss machine in, and I'm going to zoom out so that you guys get a better look, because otherwise it's too close. All right, so I've got my 2 sheets of 6 by 6 paper. I'm going to pop that straight there on my cutting plate, and then I'm going to grab my die, and I'm going to put that right there on top, and it fits almost exactly, but not quite. There's a little bit of paper left around the outside, so that's good. You don't have to be too completely precise with it. And let's wind that through. The only thing I have noticed, when you've got a die that's as wide as this, you want to make sure that the cutting plate on top does actually go over it, okay? Because if your cutting plate isn't quite on the die, it won't cut where the cutting plate is not. So you need to make sure the cutting plate is actually covering your paper. It's going to make a funny noise, and that's okay. Now, if you aren't sure, you want to make sure it really gets a good cut, you can bring it back again. Totally up to you, but I think because we're doing 2 layers of paper, that's a smart idea. All right, let's move that. We'll need it again a little bit later. And I'm going to bring in the plate, and we'll take that off. And we'll go in close again so that you can see what I'm doing. Let me get that straight, or straightish. Well, what's Marilyn saying that would look good? You could alternate the colors in the bow. And because of these colors, because there's only 3 colors in here, that actually looks pretty good. I think you'd have to be careful with what your designs are, because if you had something that was a very busy design, I think that could be a bit overwhelming and not look so great. Come on, off you come. So I'm just going to put these over here. I need to grab myself, where is my, oh, I'm looking for my Take Your Pick tool. I was literally using it just before we went live. But I don't know what I've done with it now. Probably dropped it on the floor or something like that. That's okay. I will use something else, like a pair of scissors, perhaps. We'll see. Just a pokey tool, maybe. Just makes it easier to get them off. Sometimes, because this is an older plate, it gets quite marked, and sometimes they don't come up straight away because they get caught in the grooves. So, right, so there's that one, and that one, and that one. There we go. Got all of them. All right, so this is the bow die, if anyone's wondering what that is, and you will find it. What page did we say? So everything I'm using today, it's page 39, okay? Everything we're using today is available for purchase. So if there's something you see, you think, oh, I like that, I think I get a lot of use out of it, then this might be for you. All right, so I'm going to start. It doesn't really matter where you start. You can start with the big ones or you can start with the small ones, but I'll tell you what does make it easier, okay? You're going to actually put these together first. Actually, I might start with the small ones, I think. Yep, okay, I'm going to. And I'm going to use a bone folder, and I'm going to have, well, I'm going to go this way. I'm going to have the sides that I want to have on the outside. I'm going to curl them away from myself. So you just grab one end and run your bone folder over, and that curls it. Okay, so let's start with the 2 small ones. All right, and then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to twist this, okay, and I'm going to have it. Now, I found it was easiest. I'm going to get this close so you can see. Actually, let me turn this light on. Oh, that's better. Look at that. All right, see how there's like a 3-sided end to this, okay? Can you see that? Like here, here, and here. If you use these sides and line this side up with this side here, okay, that's going to form a really nice little bow shape for you. Now, when we put this on, it's going to have the point facing out, okay? So I'm going to get my glue dots. Now, like I said, you can use, this is somewhere that you could start using adhesive such as glue, hot glue, to make it stay well and truly together. But for the ease of this exercise, I am just going to use glue dots today because it's clean and easy and pretty simple to follow, okay, rather than getting caught up with hot glue. So I'm going to put that down, and you can see that that one looks rather nice. Now, I'm wondering, I'm going to keep this one aside because this one might be the one that ends up in the middle, and I'm going to go to the next biggest one, and I'll go grab this one and the next one. All right, so this one, once again, I'm going to curl it over, and I'm going to line it up so that those shapes at the end match. I hope this is making sense. You could use it for banners or sentiments. I haven't used it for anything else yet, but I was looking at it the other day and thinking, ooh, that is open to possibilities, right? So I'm going to pop the next one on. I'm going to line up those 2 ends, that corner there, and push it together. All right, so we've got these ones, and then this one's a bit smaller. Can you see that? So I haven't decided yet. These are all going to kind of end up inside each other. Let's keep going. I feel like I should hum you a Christmas song or something like that while I'm doing this, but I'm sure that's not what you're here for. You could use the tape from the glue dots too. Yeah, you could. It curls up, doesn't it? It's not as pretty though. Well, I don't know about anybody else, but I went to the podiatrist this morning, and I have a day tomorrow where I'll be on my feet quite a bit for the Hunter Valley class that I do. All right. So this is how these are going to go together. Can you see how they're all kind of going to sit in the middle there like that? And they're all going to get glue dotted together here. Now, this is where having one in the middle, I think, is a good idea. So let's do one. It doesn't matter if you don't do this step, because if you can just see into the center like mine, you can see there into the center. It's coordinating anyway, so it doesn't matter, right? But I'm just going to line up those couple of corners again. Right, so I'm going to start by putting these four together. I haven't decided whether I'm going to need this one yet or not. So I'm just going to put a couple. And you can use more than one glue dot too if you feel like you want to make it a bit more secure. Oh, there's a glue dot right there. That's not where I want it to be, but hey, I'll just pick it up from there. And I might actually pop this one. It's slightly smaller, but that doesn't matter. It's not, this is not a precise science. This is just put them wherever you want and make it work. Right, so you can sort of see, you can just start like this. I'm actually going to pop this one inside with the join down. So it should be called the Bad Penny Chatters because we all keep turning up. That's very funny. All right, so I'm going to push that down with my finger, and now I've got this shape here. Okay, so you can sort of see how this is coming together. And then we're going to keep doing this with the next slot. Okay, so the next slot, let's and I'm going to do two more here. So if you look at this one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 around the outside, and that's what I've got left here. I've got 6 left. So, and we're going to do the same thing with these. We're just going to slot them together and then add them to the center. Now, to keep the whole thing together, I think it's really smart to work on a base. All right, so for that, I usually use a punch of some kind, like the 2-inch punch or a 1 3/4. If you're only going to make a small bow shape, then you use a smaller die, but that's totally up to you. I think about 2 inches is good. On this one, I think that's a 1 3/4 under there, and that's kind of holding it all together, right? So this one's going to end up in under here. You can kind of see how they're going now. And next one. Trying not to go too slowly because I don't want to bore you guys all. So who's seen this done before? Have you guys seen this done? Who has not? Well, maybe I probably should ask who's not seen this done. I'd rather not, Megan, if that's all right. How are you? Nice to see you here. I have got, oh, actually, he's just gone. But there was a cat sitting here watching me, and he's just removed himself. So you have not. You haven't, Leslie. There you go. And Judy hasn't either. All right, so we're almost there with all of our bits and pieces. So it's a little bit fiddly, but the bows do come together quite well, and they are well worth it. If you want to make this style of bows, right? So now I'm going to put a glue dot, or if maybe hot glue gun would be great here. You could add a dab here on the middle of each thing and then just pop this kind of in between these two here. Okay, so that they're kind of alternating. They're going to be in the spaces between the original loops. Let's call them loops. Actually, I just realized I probably didn't want to do that. I just put it on the wrong bit. I want to put my glue dot on the top, not the bottom, because this now needs to sit in here, and you can push it with your finger and get that to stay there. Okay, can you see what I'm doing there? And I'm going to put the next one here in the bottom of this bit. I'll tell you what, Crumpet is the softest cat I think I've ever felt. He's so soft. And he's just a short hair. He's not anything, you know. I mean, I was going to say he's nothing special, but of course we all know he's special. He's very special. Like Merlot has really thick hair, but it's not soft like his. I don't know what's going on with that. All right, we're nearly there, guys. Oh, you're off, Megan. Oh, thanks. That's good. I'm sorry if you have to go. Oh. All right, I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I missed one, I think. Oh, where did I miss one? So there's one between those two, one between those two. Just trying to see. Actually, you know what? I could get away with not using that last one, but I think the last one needs to go here. I don't know. Do we think? Do we need another one? It just looks a little bit lopsided. Mind you, these bows always do kind of look like they're a little bit lopsided, and I think that's actually part of their charm. Oh, look at that. It's everyone wishing you well, Megan. Right, so I'm just pushing it together with my fingers, but I'm being careful not to squash it as I go. Now, it's actually holds together, even with glue dots, not too bad. Oh, you're not going? Oh, I'm so sorry. And now I understand. Right, now on the back here, you can see this is where all the pieces are kind of coming together, and it's a little bit of a mess. And that's another reason why you want to grab yourself. Ooh, what have I done with my 2-inch punch? I've actually got a couple of punches. Actually, I might even get a bigger one, because we can get away with a bigger one. The 2 3/8 I think will be fine if we want to put that on there. The 2 inch is probably perfect, but you can go a little bigger. So let's get some coordinating cardstock. I've got some garden green here. And rather than, I'm not going to put glue dots on this. You can use seal, you can use Tombow, you can use whatever works for you. I'm deciding whether I would like to use, let me see if I got some, I think seal would be really good actually, not seal plus. I mean, some of you may have seal plus. I have mixed feelings about seal plus. I do have some here, but sometimes seal plus will take it's so strong it actually takes the surface off your cardstock. It's almost too strong. I'm just coating this. Can you see that? I've coated it in glue, and I'm going to pop it down right here. I'm going to grab my bow, and I'm going to stand up and put it right there in the middle. And I'm going to push it down really, really well. All right, and that's just going to help to hold the whole thing in place. All right, so you don't have to have this, but I think it's a good idea because now it's really, really secure. You could play football with it almost. Well, maybe not, but you know what I mean. So what do you think? Aren't these fun? I think they're really cute. In fact, that one turned out nicer than my first one. So there you go. I think I've improved from one to the other, but they're really cute. And I've got this thing at Christmas time. I like Sound like these are a few of my favorite things. I was going to sing and then I thought better of it. But, you know, she told brown paper packages tied up with string, okay? I love brown paper packaging, but they've got to have a fancy, colourful bow. And wouldn't these look nice on brown paper packages under the Christmas tree? Don't you think? Yeah, give it to Crumpy and see how long it lasts. Well, he's watching me right now. What do you think, Crumpy? He's come back in. He's watching. So, yes, it might not last that long. But this one actually feels more secure to me than this first one. So I think the first one I did was obviously my practice run, and then this one's turned out a lot nicer. So there we go. So there you go. You like cat faces from the leftover bits? I'm so sorry. What do you mean? Oh, do you mean these? I might have to have a play with that idea. Huh. All right, let me put those aside. And then that's bow number 1, guys. That's our first one today. And then we're going to do a second one. You could put them up on the tree as decorations. I hadn't thought of that, but yeah, you could. I did have a thought, and I'm not going to do it for today, but I was wondering if we have this beautiful metallic paper that's in Crumpets. Oh, he wants to go in the light box. Give me 1 second. I've got stuff in there. Here, I'll move that out for you so you can sit in there. He loves sitting in the light box, but not when it's full of stuff. So this is, can you see the texture on it? It's got like it almost looks like the surface is very lightly scratched, but it's really, really nice. Oh, look, and there's me. Hello. So these are the colors, and this is like a dark, oh, it looks like it's probably, I don't know, what do you call this color? Tungsten or something like that, I think is what it's. Oh, I tell you what I did see. You know what else it does? When you cut this out, right, and the leftover bits, I want to show you this because I noticed this when I was doing it the other day. The leftover bits make banners. Look at those. Can you see them? Make like little pennants. And I thought, how cute would that be? And I did one that was, I don't know if it's still here, but I used that beautiful Season of Elegance paper, and I had some, like a beautiful, here it is, this one. Look. And see how that turns out with all the little bits of gold on it? So I thought, that's a cool thing to add to your cards. You're going to hang on to these and make little fun little pennants on the top of a card. I thought that would be fun. Yeah, a bunting, exactly. That's exactly right. So, yeah. Cats love the paper. Nicole, that's cool. Right, so these are not just for bows, but you can use these little edge bits that it cuts out for pennants on your card. And I think we should do that, don't you? I thought I would use that. Anyway, I was wondering if I was to do a metallic fancy bow, that this paper is a bit thicker. So I don't know, and it's single-sided, so I don't know if that would make a good bow or not, but I was wondering if it might be something worth exploring. So I'd have to obviously cut it down to 6 by 6, but that was just the thought I was having earlier. Has anyone tried making the bows out of anything interesting apart from the beautiful papers that we have? Yeah, Crumpet likes brown paper too, Nicole. He likes sometimes you'll get a delivery of stuff and it's like mesh, brown paper made into a like mesh. Crumpet loves it. If I get some of that, he's wanting to play with it like a rocket. He's over there. Okay, so we have our first one. Now the second one I want to show you, also made with dies, and it's from the Peaceful Evergreen dies. Who's seen these? And it's got, these are in our new catalogue, the beautiful catalogue, and they're at the front. So, or towards the front. It's this Season of Elegance suite. Okay, and when you look at the Season of Elegance, it has it's a great, what we call a mega suite, because we have 2 stamp sets, 2 die sets, plus all the other accessories, the textured dots, the embossing folder, and the ribbon, this ribbon, which I've got right here. And also this gorgeous seasoned velvets paper. Absolutely beautiful. It's 12 by 12 specialty paper with all that gold foil through it. Absolutely beautiful. Who's got it? Yes, page 24. So you might notice when you look, there are in these peaceful evergreen dies, which I've got right here to show you. Okay, it's got the standalone trees, and it's got some dies that cut out the trees that are in the stamps. It's got like a snowy background, lots of fun things, and it's got these funny little shapes. Has everyone seen the funny little shapes? So when I open this up, okay, it actually has those same funny little shapes shown on page 22 and some examples of the bow that it makes. Can you see the bow? Isn't that cool? So I absolutely love this bow, but I totally missed this die when I was buying these. All right, I did not notice them at all. And here are the dies. It's 4 pieces that you need to make the die. So it's this one. And then I'm going to get you guys to tell me what color we should make the bow today. So these are the 4 pieces that you need to make this cute little paper bow. And I'm going to run it through my cut and emboss machine. But what color shall we use? Your cat loves drinking straws. Actually, I haven't tied them. You mean like plastic ones or paper ones? Or if they're mangled, then it must be paper ones, right? Red, as in real red, or cherry cobbler? Or what red shall we use? Something different. Red, says Cherie. I'm pulling out. If I go to my Regal scraps, I've got cherry cobbler, and I've also got real red. You can see how different these 2 reds are when we put them together. This is what I call more of a blood red, and it's really nice for like vintagey type things. This one is more fire engine red, I would call that, and it's a lot brighter. In fact, real red was a bright. It was in our Brights family for a long time before they whacked it into the Regals. Oh, and Leslie's saying Poppy Parade. All right, so we have red, Poppy Parade, cherry cobbler, cherry. So we have, all right, so I'm going to do, I think I will do cherry cobbler because most people seem to more people have actually said they want that one. So let's move these out of the way, bring my cut and emboss machine back in. Pop that down, pop our paper down, and then our 4 pieces. I have a cramp in my finger. Give me 1 second while I work that out. All right, so that, and then I need to pop the clear plate on top, like so, and let's run that through. We just wind it through very gently. Sorry, I didn't go for the poppy, Leslie. We had 3 people straight after you said cherry cobbler, so I'm going with that. All right, so 1, 2, and 3. Now, sometimes we have really tiny little dies in our sets, like this little tiny one here. You don't want to lose that because without that one, the bow doesn't look that great. So it's pretty important. All right, so I'm going to take these off. And move my machine back out of the way. I didn't zoom out that time, but it was a smaller die, so it didn't matter as much. Right, so I'm going to grab my pokey tool again. And you'll notice that you can just push these straight out here in the middle to make them release from the die. And then this little guy has this little one has a dot. So he has a little hole in the middle there for you to help release that one. There we go. So there's our 4. And just so I don't lose them, I'm going to pop them straight back into the die pack. I could put them in my little mechanics magnet dish as well, but I'm just going to whack them straight back in. So I want to have Which way? I'll go this one here, and here, and here, and this little guy. All right. Very, very easy to put this together, okay? First of all, we're going to get our glue dots again. Glue dots are the best for this. The other one, like I said, you might be better off using a hot glue gun, but glue dots are the best for this little die. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get these two. These are the loops, the ones with, can you see they have like a little circle on each end? Okay, so what we want to, oh, my computer's come unplugged and it just sent me a message to say it's going to shut down and go to sleep if I don't plug it in. That wouldn't be very good. Okay, all good. All right, so these little circle dots, okay, they're going to come around and we're going to be joining those two circles together. So I'm going to put a glue dot behind one circle, okay, and then I'm going to put the two circles together and give it a push. All right, like that. Same with the other one. Try not to flatten it too much. If you want your loops to be more full, then don't actually flatten them. But if you're putting the card in an envelope, it is going to flatten anyway. Don't panic. Even flat, this bow still looks okay. So, but when I'm putting it together, I'm trying not to flatten the ends too much, the loops too much. All right. Right, so you can kind of see how that goes. So this one here with the tails, this is your base. So you're going to get your first one. You're going to put a glue dot now on the outside of that first circle. Press onto the glue dots, and we're going to pop it straight there on top of that die. And then same with the other one. Put a glue dot on the outside. Just here, can you see where it is? And then it's going to go on the other side. Now it's okay, it looks like a bow, but if you look closely, it looks a bit weird in the middle. Kind of just got one overlapping. It's a bit hard to see. There you go, that's better. Okay, it looks a little bit odd, doesn't quite look finished. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab another glue dot, put it behind the little square, and the little square is going to go right there and cover up where those two overlap. So now, hopefully you can see it. So now it actually looks like a proper little bow. Isn't that cute? I love this one. I think it's so much fun. All right, let me quickly read. I've missed the comments for a little bit because I was concentrating. Oh, you know what? Isn't that funny, Leslie? All my cars are blue. I love blue. So, and blue was my mum's favorite color as well. So red is your favorite color and you have red cars. Blue is my favorite color and I always have blue cars. I've had all different types of blue, soft blues. Right now my car is like like a navy blue now. And Denise and I have exactly the same colored car. Yes, I know. I always feel better when I tear the paper from the glue dot roll because it drives me crazy after a while as well. Obviously, it doesn't drive me crazy as early as it drives you. I can still take off more. I'm hoping that you're watching, Leslie. I hope that is going to make you a little bit happier now that I've got rid of all that extra tail on my glue dot roll. Just for you. All right. So how does this work? How do you use these? You can put them on any card that needs just needs something, really. I mean, yes, you can just tie ribbons with your beautiful, ribbon, but you can tie a bow with paper by cutting it out and just adding this to the front, okay? So some of you have seen me use these before, and I'm just thinking, have we got time to make a quick card? 2:51, we've got 9 minutes-ish. So I'm thinking, what will I do? I'm going to grab I've got a couple of pieces here that we could add this to. Let me see. I've got some scraps and bits and pieces, and I'm thinking, what can we do that would be really quick and easy? This is from an ephemera pack. Actually, that would look quite nice, wouldn't it? Look at that. Couldn't we do something nice with that? All right, and then this, I've got a glittery circle left over. I don't know whether I like that. That's not quite right, but bad. It's not terrible. But let me see what else I've got here in my scrap bucket. We could also add it to one of our ephemera, like this is out of one of our packs. You know, you could also add, which way does that go? I think it goes this way. Yeah, it does. We could add to one of the wreaths. That would look quite nice. Isn't that pretty? So lots and lots of things you can do with these paper bows. I think paper bows are super, super nice. And these are also from the same pack. That one's already got a bow, so it doesn't need a bow. But we could also add it. This is from the Golden Greenery set. We could add that here. Well, that looks rather good, doesn't it? All right, so let me quickly find a couple of pieces out of my, and this is, oh, okay. It's coming together now. I'm getting an idea. Who loves watching people come up with new? I love watching people come up with ideas. All right, I'm thinking maybe I will do some sponging over this because otherwise it's a lot of white. So do I have it? I'm looking to see if I have a piece that's already colored. Looking. Who else has a scrap bucket and you just help yourself and work out what you want to do as you go along? It's fun watching people create, isn't it? Right. Okay, so I'm going to grab myself a blending brush. The bow is really sweet. I know. I love it too. You like blue too, Tanya? Yeah, blue is my favorite for so I'm thinking that looks good on there. Blue is my favorite for, you know, doing this kind of thing. I just think it looks amazing. And blue is my favorite for cars too. But I'm not doing blue today because I'm trying to come up with something a little more, let's go olive. I'm looking for blending brushes. And I'm just going to quickly zip over here. Now, I'm starting in the middle because this is going to be hidden. And that way I can work my way out and just add some nice colour to this already embossed piece. Start in the middle again so we get rid of any blobbiness and then work our way out with the colour. That way we cover up the middle bit where it's darker. And I just want it to be nice and light. Okay, so this now will end up on here. And I'm wondering what colour. I'm actually going to cut this down slightly. I'm going to go, oh no, it's already cut down. Look at that. It's the perfect size. All right, I want to have a piece of let's see if this is the right size as well. Oh my goodness, it is. Straight out of the scrap drawer and we're in business. I don't know what a prefect is, Sheila. Who makes those? My first car was a Toyota Corolla, 1978 Toyota Corolla. I got it in 1984. That's when I got that car. That was my first car. Actually, 84 or 85. I think it was 84. All right, so this is going to go on here. Let's just use a few dots of glue to keep it in place. And I notice there's a couple of bits here that come out. I actually get a lot of enjoyment out of coming up with new creations on my videos because the fact that I'm live on a video means it kind of forces me to get my, get my act together. Whereas if I'm sitting by myself and crafting, sometimes, it can take me quite a while to come up with an idea. But when I'm live, I just have to come up with something and I have to do it fast. And I get quite, occasionally I'll do something like Sunday night. I wasn't happy with the second card, but sometimes I will come up with something that I'm really happy with. And I think, wow, that was heaps of fun coming up with that idea. I would never have thought of it if I'd been sitting by myself, but when I'm sitting with you guys and need to actually show that, I can create something beautiful, it just comes together. So, all right, so then our little bow, I'm going to use a glue dot to stick that on. Goodness me, look how much tail I don't have, Leslie, on my glue dots, my glue dot roll. Right, so that's going to go right there. And then I want to have just a little greeting or something down the bottom here. So let me see if I've got one of those in my scrap drawer without having to cut something new. I've got little tiny weeny ones, but here you go. Well, this might work. This is from the Changing Leaves dies, which last time I checked were not available. I'm not sure if they're actually available now, but I feel like this needs to be a Christmas greeting. Let me see if I've got something small. This is a set I haven't used on my lives yet, this Christmas label set. I really, really like it. I think it's beautiful. We've got a nice believe here. That's really nice. I wonder if that would fit on this set, the Christmas label set. I will do this with you guys one night on one of the lives, because I love these on the dies that match these are lovely, and they lend themselves really well to chalkboard. And I love white embossing on black for that reason. I think it looks stunning. We'll do that another time. What do you think? All right, let's see. Let's go Mossy Meadow, because that's the colour that I've used around the edge. You got your license in 1966. Oh, Leslie, I'm so sorry. I won't tell you how old I was in 1966. I had arrived, but I wasn't very old. All right, so there's our believe. That looks rather good, doesn't it? What do you think? Do we want it in the middle or do we want it to one side? I feel like maybe because it's so, as long as it is, I think in the middle might go better. So let me grab a couple of dimensionals. Thank you, Janet. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. It's coming together really nicely. And you know what? This is not a difficult card. This is very, very quick and simple. Okay, it's 3 o'clock now, so we are pretty much on time. But here we go. So there we go. We have this lovely card. Now, I would want to put that on a white card base. I'm just thinking, do I have any white card bases? I do. Give me 1 second. I've actually got a couple of smudges on this paper, which is why I kept it out, and I'm going to use it because I'm going to cover up the smudges. See, it's a bit smudgy, but that's okay because we can cover that up. Yay. Yes, it definitely needs bling. I agree, Leslie. I agree. Yeah. Ah, there you go. Well, I was, Nicole. I was around by then. I was more than a twinkle. I was 66. I was turning a year old. So there we go. Look at that. Okay. Now, the question is, what bling shall we use? I'm just wondering. I've got so many choices of bling right now. And I'm trying to pick something that I haven't already packed up for my class tomorrow. We could go with something from the, so actually these copper ones would look quite nice. We could go gold or copper. Just deciding. You got your license in 71. Oh, Oh, moped. That sounds like fun. I agree. I think middle's right on this card too, Marty. I think that was the right choice. All right, I'm just leafing through my embellishment book to see if there's anything particular that I want to use. What do you guys think? Do you think the copper would work? I don't mind them. I'm just looking to see if I have... Oh, the Juicy Dots might work on these too. What do you think about those? Those would actually work. So let's use the Juicy Dots. These are the gold ones, which are more like an antique gold. So maybe I'll have one here and one up here. What do we think? Do we like this? So there you go. We got to make a card after all. We also got to make a bow. We got to make 2 paper bows today. We did a paper bow with the Take a Bow bundle. So that's the DSP and also the die, which is this one here. If you missed it, go back and see how we assembled from this to this lovely bow that you could add to a gift or a gift bag or something like that. I like the juicy ones too. Aren't they great? And copper does look good with red. Looks good with all your reds and purples and pinks. I think copper looks great with those. And then this one here, that turned out pretty nice as well. So that's using the bow from the Peaceful Evergreen dies that is also in the new catalogue. So there we go. Which one what do you think? Do either of these, are they something you think you would use? What do you guys think? You like the second card? Well, actually, we only made 1 card today, didn't we? All right, you guys. Well, I'm excited to share lots of things coming with you over the next few weeks. We have Craft Along Thursday of next week. That's coming. We have the Zoom class on the 30th of September with the Decorative Trees bundle. And we also have World Card Making Day coming up on the 5th of October. So lots and lots of things to look forward to at the moment. But don't forget, free shipping tomorrow on all orders over $65. So if you are placing an order between midnight tonight and midnight tomorrow night, that's your best deal. If you're going to place an order of 65 or more, you're going to get free shipping on that. So you don't need a code or anything like that. It just automatically calculates the free shipping as soon as you hit 65. So there you go. Yeah. Oh, look, guys, thank you so much. I think that was a bit of fun. I enjoyed making those with you. This would have been nice too, I think. So that would have been another possibility. But you know, it was just what I went with because that's what came out and what I decided. Sometimes I don't know why I make certain decisions about cards. It ends up how it ends up, right? All right. Well, I hope everything is well with all of you. Good luck tomorrow with your free shipping, and I will see you all again very, very soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.